don't want to mess with them.
I know a fighter out of Cleveland, John Hawk, used to use that as his walkout song. So
Big John.
He definitely, that's his nickname as well, Big John Hawk. So.
Real broad shoulders and small at the hip or something like that. Just describing his silhouette the entire time.
Moving on here, lightweight action at Hardrock MMA 91. Vincent Stoetzel making his way to the red corner. As we mentioned, this is a rematch. These guys first squared off back at Hardrock MMA 89 in May, and Nick Wells was winning the fight, I believe. Scott, you and I both scored the first 2 rounds for Nick Wells.
Yeah, absolutely.
But a nasty cut was opened over the left eye of Nick Wells, and the fight was stopped in the 3rd round, and Vincent Stoetzel went home with the win.
Yeah, the fight was really good. There was a good back and forth. They traded a lot on the feet, and when they were on the ground, it was really good back and forth too. Nick kind of dominated a little bit, give the edge to him. And then in the 2nd round, he shot in for that takedown. And when they hit the fence, and his face, his forehead hit. And it was like somebody opened up a faucet. And, I mean, you couldn't pour the blood off him fast enough as it was coming out.
Nick Wells coming in has an 0-2 record. Of course, one of those losses is the loss to Stoetzel. Also took on Jake Cools in his debut. So a couple of tough opponents in his first 2 fights. And, this might be one where you can kind of throw the record out the door, out the window. And, they've squared off once before, and it's interesting to see kind of the rematch here a couple of months later.
Wells has some solid fan support from the crowd here.
Yeah. His first fight, he went against Cools, who I believe is out of G-Force. And it was a good scrap for him. And then the second fight, like I said, he was doing really well. He had made some adjustments. And, it was just misfortune that, again, that happens. And if you hit the fence, the majority of the time, you hit it with your face, the fence is always going to win. So.
And Wells, a 4-time varsity wrestler at Western Brown High School, and he showed off some wrestling in his last couple of fights as well, especially the fight against Stoetzel. So we'll see if we see more of the same here.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we mentioned earlier, Stoetzel's, I guess it's his younger brother, as Anthony fought earlier.
His older brother.
Older brother, Anthony.
Representing Team Stoetzel from Cincinnati, Ohio, Vincent Stoetzel. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the B2 Digital Blue Corner, weighing in at 156 pounds, representing Immortal Way from Cincinnati, Ohio, Nick Smiley.
Lightweight action here. Vincent Stoetzel in the white with the gray trim. Nick Wells in the red and black. John House, referee for this one. And yeah, as we mentioned, Vincent's older brother, Anthony, did compete earlier tonight in, I believe, our second fight of the night. Vincent just 20 years old. This fight, the first time, was fight of the night.
Yeah.
Okay.
These guys immediately are trying to recreate that performance.
Yeah, Stoetzel comes out firing fast, too.
Some big overhand rights. It's like he's
Now he shoots.
looking for that takedown here.
Nick going for a guillotine.
Yeah, has control of his neck.
That looks pretty solid.
Yeah, this is
Lifting
tight.
him.
Nick doing a good job here of getting his hips in.
Yep, and then he switches on his
Has
back.
the back here.
Wow. This is some
Nick
good action.
Nick in half guard here. Looks like he might be looking for an arm triangle if he can step that right knee out.
Well,
get the side
he's
control.
Working for it.
Stoetzel was trying to throw him off. Nick
Wells maintaining position.
looked like he might have this. It's going to be tough to finish from this position. He needs to switch his hips over.
Yeah.
Basically sit on his right hip is going to be the easiest way to
Taps.
finish.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Stoetzel taps. And Nick Wells immediately, you see, he was gracious to Vincent Stoetzel for giving him that rematch. And
Absolutely.
Nick Wells finally able to pick up the first win of his career. He's going to move up to 1 and 2.
Seconds of the very first round. Your winner, tap out via arm triangle, Nick Smiley.
How's that have to feel? He starts out 0-2.